Hello everybody, Nicholas Snow here, and this is Notes from Hollywood, which profiles people passionately pursuing professions in the entertainment industry. And let me tell you, I'm going to be talking about a novel today with the author, and it is not How Stella Got Her Groove Back. No, it is not How Stella Got Her Groove Back. And you know how you hear those headlines, like those ripped from the headlines? You've heard that phrase. Well, I know enough about the author to know that this book is a novel, but it's not too far from real life. So he is at it again, this time to pick up the pieces in Shattered. Acclaimed and award-winning author Wyatt O. Evans intimately exposes the complexities experienced by two gay SGL, and if you don't know what SGL means, it means same-gender loving. So he exposes the complexities experienced by two gay, same-gender loving men of color as they navigate their relationship through turbulent waters in Shattered. And the new novel, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart, is out now wherever books are sold. And we're going to be having a fascinating conversation right after this. So stay tuned, y'all. PromoHomo.TV is all about empowering you, our communities, and our world. For their support of PromoHomo.TV, I wish to thank my sponsors. DAP Health. I've been a grateful client of DAP Health for more than a decade. One of their value statements, we welcome all people, period.
Nothing like the city we're at. Got tired of the running.
Willie's Modern Fare, 1501 Uptown Gastropub, and 849 Restaurant and Lounge. 3 restaurants, unlimited flavors. Shouting out to my media partners. Pink Media, amplifying PromoHomo.TV across the Twitterverse with their #ILoveGay campaign. David Perry and Associates, a PR and marketing firm. GayDesertGuide.lgbt. And KGay 1065 Palm Springs, available worldwide. Ask your smart speaker to play KGAY. And last but not least, the PromoHomo.TV superstars who voluntarily subscribe to the free content at PromoHomo.TV for as little as $1 a month. Join them at patreon.com/PromoHomo.TV. Meet many of them at PromoHomo.TV/superstars. Now here's how you can step up to the plate. To find out how you can help me empower you, our communities, and our world, visit PromoHomo.TV/empower. Thank you. So what you're seeing right there is actually the Kindle cover for the new novel Shattered by Wyatt O. Evans. Now on the regular cover though, you see Wes Antonio, and not Antonio, Wes Antonio. And I'm actually reading what it says on the cover phonetically as it is written. It's written phonetically to be pronounced this way. So Wes Antonio are the blazing hot lava lovas of Wyatt O. Evans' brand new Nothing Can Tear Us Apart Shattered. Ya all, it's time to get totally swept away for real. And we're about to do that right now with the author himself. Let me welcome him to my show once again, Wyatt O. Evans. Hey, Wyatt.
Hello, Mr. Nicholas. You are the Mr. 6 Feet of Snow. How the hell are
Yes,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. First of all, thank you for having me back. I greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming back. Congratulations on your continued success. And you know, the first time I had you on my show, you didn't even know me, and you became one of my PromoHomo.TV superstars,
Of
which
course.
are people who give to my Patreon page. And you know, if someone who supports me is doing something important, I'm going to support them right back. So welcome. Now tell me about Wes Antonio, because while you talk about them, I'm going to bring up the cover that I was just describing. Tell me about these two main characters in your novel.
Okay, well, Wes and Antonio, Wesley and Antonio, are two openly gay or same gender loving men. They're upwardly mobile and they are fighting, they're men of color, and they're fighting to keep their monogamous relationship alive and thriving against possibly some insurmountable odds, Nicholas. And the themes are intimate partner violence and abuse, which is domestic violence and abuse within the LGBTQ plus community, mental instability, and a very explosive father-son dynamic. So it's gay, it's ethnic, it's a psychological thriller, it's a fantastic love story, and it's HAWT hot. What can I tell you?
HAWT hot.
Mhm.
So I have to so you know there's many series that I produced, and the reason I wanted to put this interview in my show Notes from Hollywood is
Uh-huh.
because I'm sure I'm sharing with you what is a hope of yours, that your trilogy gets made into movies, because it just totally screams for it. I would love for you to tell me, what book is this in the trilogy?
This is the third chapter in the Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. And you know what? I'm so glad you said that about movies or even TV, because I wrote it like a screenplay. And I love quality soap operas, the daytime soap operas like General Hospital, All My Children, One Life to Live, then the nighttime soap operas like Dynasty and Dallas and Greenleaf, and this, you're right. This is Hollywood. Are you listening? This is screaming for a series on TV or the movies.
So you see it more as a series rather than a film, episodic drama.
Yeah, if it's a good movie deal, I'll take it. But yeah, I see it more as an episodic television series.
Tyler Perry, are you listening?
Tyler, where are you? Where are you, Tyler?
He's busy acquiring BET, black
Yeah,
owned again. Good for him.
yeah, good for him.
So, one of our mutual friends, Aaron Terry, is watching. He's on
Ah,
YouTube as Elk Whistle. It's
Aaron.
it's interesting, when people comment on YouTube with emojis, it spells them out. So he said, "Awesome interview," but then he puts in all those emojis, and that's what those other words are for. And then he
Ah,
says, "Love the vibes." Well, we love you, Aaron, and thank you for
he's a
watching.
he's a wonderful guy.
He is. He's amazing. I told him at once he should be a producer, and a producer is someone that connects the dots between people. That's what a producer does, and Aaron is really good at that.
Yes, he is.
So, I'm sorry I haven't read all of three of these books, and I'm also sorry I don't have this one before the broadcast. But are the three are the three books related? Are they how are the three stories connected?
Right. It's a collection, it's the continuing saga of Wesley and Antonio. The previous installment rather, was called Frenzy, and Shattered, the new installment, picks up where Frenzy left off.
And the first one,
Rage.
Rage, Frenzy, and Shattered. And when you started this, did you have three books in mind?
Whoa. Nicholas, not really. I knew that it would be a continuing saga. I didn't know how many books it would be in the series. Um, as long as the spirit moves me, and I feel that I have more of a story to tell, I'll continue on. But I don't want to jump the shark, like for example, some television series do. When you don't have anything else to say, you don't have anything else to say.
Well, there's so many stories that have been untold,
True.
especially about Black lives.
Mm.
And there are so many stories about the LGBTQ community that have been slanted toward, white people. So your books, from my vantage point, combine untold stories about people not always fairly featured.
I could not have said it better. When I was writing Rage, the first installment, I was trying to get a book deal, right? And I went to an agent, and the agent didn't understand what I was trying to communicate. They couldn't understand an upwardly mobile, uber rich entrepreneur celebrity who was Black. Couldn't get into that. They didn't want to deal with the intimate partner violence and abuse piece. And I believe they felt that Black and ethnic gay men couldn't be in a monogamous relationship. So after going through various agents and some publishers, both medium and small, I said, you know what? They want to change my vision. I'm not having that. So I decided to create my own publishing company, Narbo Universal, and publish the books myself. That way I can control the narrative, I can control my vision and what I want to say.
Well, good for you. Now, tell me, take us back to the first book and tell me, is that where Wes and Tonio meet for the first time in the first book?
Yes, they do. Wes and Antonio both have been burned in the LUV, the love department, right? So they're gun shy, but they want to find that soulmate. They want to find that abiding love that most all of us want. So what happens is Wes is interviewing candidates for his chief of security position, right? So Tonio walks in, this deliciously muscular Puerto Rican, and they both have this instantaneous connection. Nicholas is like a Mack truck has hit them, and they have this attraction on the emotional level, the mental, the physical, right? So Wes hires Tonio. Tonio is more than qualified for the position, but they don't act on their feelings because, again, they've been burned before, and they're saying, yeah, should we mix business with pleasure? But they get to know they get to know one another. They find that they have these deep things in common, interests and convictions and values and morals, and love, LUV love, conquers all. So they profess that they love one another. and they enter into the monogamous relationship. What I'm proud that I did was that one, I created a slow burn because I wanted these men to have things in common before falling into bed. So I wanted that slow burn. And number two, the sex scene doesn't happen until like page 100. It's a great tease for the audience. And it lets the audience know that these two men have more in common than hormones. And I just thought that was really very important. And that was a critical message to put out there.
Well, it's also a commonly used tool in episodic storytelling for
Mm.
television, where you have people with clear chemistry, and it takes them sometimes seasons of to get to ultimately get together. And the creators of those shows are always scared that the audience is going to lose interest when they're no longer waiting for the love to be consummated. So, have you? So this is the third in a series. So I imagine that you have a devoted following now, and people that were really hungry for the third installment.
Happily and luckily I do. There was like maybe a 5 year gap between Frenzy and the new one, Shattered. And I was involved in other things, and I would have fans coming up to me and saying, "When is the next installment coming out?" So I said, I need to get my ass seated and start working on the next novel, which became Shattered.
Okay, now you mentioned that both of these gentlemen, these same gender-loving men, are out and proud. Are they out of the closet from the very beginning of the story?
Very much so.
Okay, and is it Wes who is wealthy?
Yeah, Wes is the African American. He's 40 something. He is uber wealthy. His net worth is north of $800 million. So he's rolling in the dough.
And how did he make his money?
He made his money through he was a stand-up comic. That's something that I actually used to do back in the day. He was a talk show personality, and he built this fabulous media company, sort of like Pluto TV, if you're familiar with that. So he's got various streams of income, and the brother's wealthy, you know?
So he could be Tyler Perry, but we don't know about Tyler Perry's private life. But someone like Tyler Perry,
Yes, in the wealth department, definitely.
right? But you would need someone like Tyler Perry who was also an out gay man. And in your books, is Wes politically involved? Does he donate to the Human Rights Campaign? Is he involved in activism?
Yes, he is. He is a strong believer rather, in philanthropy. And he's the type of guy, he's got a big heart. He'll give you the shirt off of his back. He's fiercely loyal to people that he knows and that he loves. He's a good guy.
And do you have any instances in your books? Maybe I need to be part of one of your writers if it becomes a series. But do you have because you work with teams at that point, you need more people. But do you have any instances in the three books where Wes wants to support an organization philanthropically, but they refuse the support because he's a gay man?
No, but you know what? That's an interesting storyline for the next installment, Nicholas. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Mr. Snow.
You're welcome. All right. So, how explicit do these books get sexually? Once once they're consummated,
Woo!
are you like do people are people going to be distracted? I mean, do they have to read in private? How explicit do you get?
I get very explicit. Let me say that all three novels, all three installments are very explicit. I felt that it was incumbent upon me and necessary to show that these are two men who love one another and they enjoy making love to one another. And I thought it would shortchange the audience and be inauthentic where I was concerned if I didn't do that. Now, I must say that in Shattered, it's even hotter, but it's different in that the passion, the heat, the erotica is more, it's muted in a way, and then again it is not. It's definitely sublime. It has a whole different heat about it that I'm really very proud of. And Nicholas, Mr. Snow, I had a great time writing those scenes.
I'm sure, and I'm in your mind, you can be either one of them, right?
Yes, definitely.
All right. So I'm the reason I sometimes look this direction when I'm doing a show is that I am multitasking, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab a link to your book and put it in the
Oh, cool.
comments.
Thank you so much.
So people who are watching this on any platform can find a link to the actual book. Now, one of the things that I want, let me just do that because I'm about to ask you a serious question. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. I will get to that, I promise. Let's do that right now. So my serious question is,
Mhm.
what part of you is in this book? And I do know that that part of the answer is that you are a survivor of
Mhm.
intimate partner violence, and you are a major advocate for other survivors. So tell me and my audience a bit about that part of your life and how it ended up in this book.
Great. Let me first of all flip back to the whole sex part. I want people to know that this is not a book, just a book about sex. The sex is simply the icing on the cake. This is about two individuals who have an abiding love for one another, and they're doing everything to keep that monogamous relationship alive and well. Now, having said that, when I wrote, I've always wanted to write a book. As they say, there's always been a book or two or three or four in me. So I said to myself, if I'm going to write a novel, I'm going to write about what has happened to me. I'm going to write from the perspective of a gay SGL man. And because I'm a survivor of intimate partner violence and abuse, and again, the acronym is IPVA, which is simply domestic violence and abuse within the LGBTQ plus community. That needed to be in there because I wanted people to understand that IPVA, Nicholas, happens more often than we really want to deal with. It's like that elephant in the room is in the closet. And to be brief, when I was in college, I met my first partner, and he was abusive, and that was because I was having problems dealing with my sexual orientation. I had other issues, so my self-esteem was like on the floor, and he picked up on that. And most of the abuse I suffered was mental and emotional. There are three parts of IPVA: physical, mental, emotional. Mental and emotional are synergistic, they work together. And sometimes those scars are more difficult to get rid of than the physical. So I was in this abusive relationship for a number of years. Fortunately, I was able to pull out of it. I got help for it. Wonderful therapists who helped me to understand why I did what I was doing, and make help me to embrace my true sexual orientation. So, a survivor, it was a story that ended well, but I wanted to put that into the novel because I wanted to address some really critical issues within our community.
Well, and I'm not gonna. I actually don't want you to tell us. What characters are involved in
Oh,
this situation. I don't want you to tell me, and I don't want to know who the victim is or who the perpetrator is or any of that. I think that that would be important for the readers to experience for
hmm.
themselves. What other parts of Wyatt are in this book?
Well, people will always ask me which character is most like Wyatt? Is it Wesley or is it Antonio? More than likely, it's Wesley. Wesley is, he'll give you the shirt off his back. I'll do that. He's fiercely loyal, you know, to his family and his friends. I'm that way. I have an entrepreneurial spirit. He does. Um, he wears his heart on his sleeve sometimes. I will do that. So I would think, and he's black and I'm black.
You are.
Yeah, he's black, I'm black. So more than likely, I'm more like Wes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just checking out. You have 5 stars on Amazon for this book.
Thank God. I want to thank all of the people who have given me 5 stars. Really. I greatly
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah.
you have 5 stars, and I'm just going to randomly read some of one. Read one of
Please,
them.
thank you.
Actually, let me just give them some visuals while I do that. So, this review in its entirety by his name is Fritzen Lewis. He gives it a headline: relationship focused, thrilling, provocative. Where do I begin? Nothing can tear us apart. Shattered is a spellbinding tour de force that had me completely enthralled from the first page to the last. Every page of this masterfully crafted book kept me eager for more. With short, engaging chapters, the anticipation built steadily as I eagerly progressed through the story. I'm smiling because I'm thinking as I eagerly progressed to page 100. I had found myself deeply moved by the candid and unapologetic exploration of same gender loving relationships in this narrative. The author's skillful storytelling vividly brings to life the experiences of the central characters, allowing me to fully engage with their world. The devotion and love the writer has poured into this tale shine through every sentence, making it an unforgettable literary journey. If you appreciate exceptional writing and long to become deeply invested in the character stories, this book is an essential read. Not only is it one of the most impressive books I've had the pleasure of reading, but it has also broadened my understanding of the intricate, passionate, and beautiful realm of same gender relationships. Nothing Can Tear Us Apart Shattered offers a poignant and compelling examination of love, determination, and the resilience of the human spirit that will leave you spellbound and longing for more. Wow, you must have fallen out of your chair, Wyatt, when you read that one.
You know what I did? And Fritzen is heterosexual, and he found the book. And after he did the review, he contacted me and told me even more of his thoughts. And see, that review is very important to me because I see that Shatter has universal appeal. It's appealing to both homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, what have you. So I'm really, really pleased at that. And I was a little scared of actually finishing the book because, like I said, it was like 4 years between Frenzy and Shattered. And at one point, I kind of felt I'd lost my mojo. But after I continued to write, I knew that I hadn't lost it. And after I had submitted it to um, my cadre of reviewers, I knew that I had something special, that, I was still in the game. And this was something that I'm so glad that I finished.
Well, that is really, it's fantastic that I'm glad that you finished it as well. There's one other website I want to show off. Oh, here we go. So, there you are, Wyatt, and your handsome self. And I'm going to put up
Mwah.
your website as well, which is already, here we go, WyattEvans.com. So, is there anything you would like to add to our conversation, Wyatt, that we haven't touched upon?
Um, I'm really excited. I'm proud of Shattered. It's getting strong and solid reviews across the board. And, it opens up a valuable conversation about intimate partner violence and abuse. And like I said, that's been so swept under the rug. And, it shows that two men, particularly two men of color, can actually work to have a monogamous relationship and to somehow make it work. And I think that's a very important message to put out there.
So it's like a self-help book. You want a monogamous relationship? Read that book.
Well, no, I
No,
wouldn't
no, no,
say
no, no, no.
that.
I'm kidding. I was
Yeah, I
hoping.
know.
I'm always looking to learn. Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you, Wyatt, and I just admire your perseverance, your creativity, and also your advocacy and activism. I'm really drawn to people that are investing their time, energy, and talents into making the world a better place. And you certainly do that through your art, your journalism, your writing, and there's so much that you do that we haven't even had a chance to talk about. But keep keep doing you.
Nicholas, again, thank you so much for having me on your program. And listen, we need you. You are an essential part of the community. And look at what you do. You are amazing.
Thank you. I will take that into my heart, and I'm putting WyattEvans.com on the screen once again. So we're live on a Friday. It's this episode will be seen in perpetuity. But
Right?
what are your exciting weekend plans?
Rest.
Rest. Oh, okay
Yeah,
then.
rest.
Well, that sounds good. It is the 23rd of June. This has been part of my Pride Month episodes. Tomorrow in Palm Springs on Arenas Road, I'm going to the Big Gay Barbecue.
Whoa.
Our Pride is in November, but we're having this big gay barbecue to raise money for our Pride
Nice.
Festival because our Pride Festival is free. In
Nice.
November, our Pride Festival is free. So there's a variety of fundraising and the pursuit of sponsors to make that happen. And on Arenas Road tomorrow in our community, we're having a rare Pride Month event because it's usually really hot here. And we're having a big gay barbecue.
All right. Nice.
Yes. Well, thanks again, Wyatt.
Mwah. Thank
And
you.
you can stay put, and I'll speak to you in just a moment. And for those of you watching, if I don't see you at the big gay barbecue, maybe I will see you here next time. Bye bye.
In a safe place, I got room to breathe. Been a long chase, but at last I'm free. These open woods, I knew I could find peace here. Nothing like the city where I got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the stunning high mountain tops. So I made some plans, some dreams to catch, to promised lands, to find my path, see the planet from greater heights. I have found a place out of time and space, far from city life, up on greater heights. See the blue sky, feel the wind that blows. Get the rush and they're catching up. I got hungry for the sun,